Hello, my name is Jimmy O'Brien. I'm a junior in the AIM program covering domestic industrials. Today I'll be recommending Federal Signal Corporation, ticker FSS, be added to the AIM Small Cap Equity Fund. Federal Signal Corporation derives revenues from two main segments. Environmental Solutions Group, which makes up 81% of 2019 revenue, is the leading manufacturer and supplier of street sweepers, sewer cleaners, industrial vacuum loaders, safe digging trucks, high-performance water blasting equipment, dump truck bodies, and trailers. The Safety and Security Systems Group, which makes up 19% of 2019 revenue, manufactures and supplies systems for community alerting, emergency vehicles, first responder interoperable communications, and industrial communications. They serve municipal, governmental, industrial, and commercial customers, the United States making up 82% of their revenues, and Canada 18%. The company was founded in 1901. Now moving on to my recommendation. Federal Signal Corporation has been in existence for over 100 years and has survived by offering a diverse portfolio of niche products that serve industrial and governmental units in the United States and Canada. Federal Signal's two segments target sustainable markets where there is a consistent need to upgrade infrastructure and to focus on public safety. Decades of underinvestment in U.S. infrastructure has resulted in pent-up demand, which puts Federal Signal in a promising position for long-term growth. With an addressable market of $4 billion, the ESG segment currently holds around 35% of the market share, competing against mostly smaller private companies. One of the major opportunities for growth in this segment is the acceptance and application of safe digging excavation as an alternative to traditional equipment and methods. This process has been widely accepted in Canada and is beginning to become more prevalent in the U.S., with 19 states now considering it a safe excavation practice, 5 of those states coming in the last year. As the popularity of safe digging grows in the U.S., Federal Signal has positioned themselves to significantly benefit with this trend, and they are in the process of an expansion to one of their manufacturing plants, which will increase capacity by 40%. Federal Signal's SSG segment has an addressable market of $2.6 billion, and they hold about an 11% market share. The main objective for this segment is to expand sales through a new e-commerce platform, product portfolio expansion, and the development of new smart products. Over the last 5 years, Federal Signal generally has a revenue CAGR of about 10% and an EPS growth of 11%. This strong performance is a result of both inorganic and organic growth, as well as experienced management. Since Jennifer Sherman took over as CEO in 2016, the company has increased in value by 83%. Over the course of her tenure, Federal Signal has made 4 acquisitions with a total value of $440 million and has strengthened their internal operations through cost reduction and increased aftermarket revenues. For these reasons, it is recommended that Federal Signal Corporation be added to the AIM Small Cap Equity Fund at a price target of $35.14, representing a 29% upside. My first driver is inorganic growth. Federal Signal Corporation has been extremely active in the middle market, acquiring Mark-Rite Lines Equipment, Truck Bodies and Equipment, Joe Johnson Equipment, and Westech Vac Systems over the past 4 years. All these deals have followed the same strategy of acquiring niche market leaders in specific regions throughout the U.S. and Canada. Truck Bodies and Equipment and Joe Johnson Equipment together are recognized for annual EPS accretion of 22 cents to 32 cents. Mark-Rite Lines, which closed in July of 2019, is expected to add 10 to 12 cents annually beginning in 2021. Federal Signal uses their warehouse credit line for acquisitions, which they recently refinanced for $500 million, with an additional $250 million available for future acquisitions. With a proven track record of acquisitions and the availability of inexpensive capital for future transactions, Federal Signal will continue to grow successfully and organically. My second driver is Federal Signal's aftermarket initiative. Federal Signal Corporation has implemented an internal strategy to grow their aftermarket business, allowing them to increase the overall value of their machinery and services. They are transitioning into a unified, full-scale platform that is expanding parts and services sales, used equipment sales, and rentals. This transition in their business model will allow them to grow organically and offer additional recurring revenues through their rental agreements. Thus far, they've had solid success with aftermarket revenues growing 12% year over year and a backlog of $387 million, which is the largest on record. As they continue to perfect their aftermarket initiative through the development of their e-commerce capabilities, this will be a huge opportunity for organic growth. My final driver is COVID-19 Cleanup. Following the COVID-19 outbreak in the U.S., Federal Signal created a website called fedsigresponse.com. I welcome you to go check out the website and you can get some information there. But what this website explains is how their sewer cleaners, safe digging trucks, street sweeper, and water blasting equipment can be used to clean public areas. Their equipment can be modified to sanitize a large array of services, including public transportation units. Given the virus's ability to live on hard surfaces for several days at a time, this will be extremely beneficial when things begin to open back up and the public returns to their everyday life. Although there's no guidance as to how this will benefit their growth, it should mitigate some of the risk associated with the pandemic as social distancing ends and communities need to disinfect their populated areas. Moving on to my valuation. In order to reach an intrinsic value for Federal Signal, a 5-year DCF model was created. Using a terminal growth rate of 2% and a WACC of 8.89%, an intrinsic value of $41.17 was reached. A 100 basis point sensitivity analysis on the terminal growth rate and WACC ranged from $32.16 to $57.51. Additionally, a PE multiple valuation was calculated using a PE of 16.34 times and a peer average PE multiple of 20.1 times, resulting in an intrinsic value of $32.70. An EV to EBITDA valuation was created using a 2020 estimated 9.59 times value for Federal Signal and a peer average of 11.6 times, resulting in an intrinsic value of $26.73. Lastly, an EV to sales valuation was calculated using a 2020 estimated 1.39 value for Federal Signal and a peer average of 1.7 times, resulting in an intrinsic value of $33.50. By weighing the four models 40, 20, 20, 20, a price target of $35.27 was reached, representing a 27.32% potential upside. Federal Signal dividends yields 1.39%. First risk for Federal Signal Corporation is COVID-19. As the country is shut down, supply chains have been heavily stressed. Federal Signal will most likely face some extra costs from their suppliers as cargo yields rise. Government spending. Federal Signal generates approximately 78% of their revenues from the U.S. government and municipalities. If budgets in these areas are altered, it could impact their top and bottom line. Lastly, BlackRock ownership. BlackRock currently owns 14% of outstanding shares. If they were to unload these shares, it would have a negative impact on the stock price. Jennifer Sherman is the Chief Executive Officer and President of Federal Signal Corporation. She has been in this role since 2016, in which time the price of the stock has increased 84%. She has been with the company for 26 years with positions as Chief Administrative Officer, General Counsel, and Chief Operating Officer. Ian Hudson is the CFO and has been with the company for 7 years.